Our next session is on the topic hybrid working, the new normal. It would be easy to assume that hybrid working is simply flexible working under a new names, but distinctions between the two are quite clear. Hybrid working gives people the autonomy to decide where, when and how they work best, balancing work and life around their needs. I would like to invite Manikandan Unnikrishnan, Regional Manager, West Region, Poly, to shed more light on the topic. Over to you, Mr. Unnikrishnan.
Hi, my name is Manikandan Unnikrishnan. I am the regional manager for Poly West. Today, we are going to discuss about hybrid working, the new normal. A brief introduction about Poly as a company. Before that, Plantronics was founded in 1961. Polycom was founded in 1990. Plantronics purchased Polycom in 2018, and Poly was born. Plantronics was a well-known brand for the headset and the speakerphones, which are the personal uh, cloud-consuming devices. And Polycom is very well-known brand from the video conferencing. Poly brand means poly in Greek means many. It's about we are giving multiple choices for the end user to connect to the collaboration platform. So Poly powers the human communications. Just to give you a brief introduction about numbers, we have almost 6,500 employees worldwide. We have 1580 patents part of our organization. Just to give you a teaser, the father of Bluetooth works with Poly. We have operations in almost 58 countries. And in revenue, we have almost $1.7 billion, and almost 90% of the Fortune 500 companies use Poly. If you do a quick poll to the users who led the digital transformation of your company, and most of them will say COVID-19, right? It's not that these tools and the solutions were not available with us earlier, but this pandemic had accelerated the adoption of or digitization of an organization. Now, this has been further validated by none other than Mr. Satya Nadella. Microsoft have seen almost 2 years of the digital transformation getting done in 2 years. Now, this pandemic, while it has thrown challenges to us in terms of the safety and for the different verticals, but one thing, the bright side of it is in terms of the kind of rapid digitization which has happened around us. Now, we actually, through our one of our research partner, spoke to multiple organizations on how this pandemic has impacted, right? The point which is relevant to the discussion today is more about collaboration. And I would say 77% of the respondents have said, given a positive feedback in the way in which they are able to collaborate post-pandemic. That means users are very comfortable using all these collaboration technologies. Nowadays, we have seen users even comfortable using multiple cloud platform at the same time. For example, I might get in the meeting in the morning, which is a Teams meeting, and towards the afternoon, I get another meeting, which is a Zoom. And the users nowadays don't complain about different user experience and different way they have to join. The users have adapted very well to all these collaboration technology. Now, one important input we got is the biggest challenge most of them say is managing the remote workers is the biggest challenge when it comes to the remote working of the employees. Now, in the post-pandemic situation, there are multiple ways organization or kind of uh, adopting to the new way of working. We believe the new hybrid way of working, wherein some of the users working still from home or work from home office, and some from office is going to be there for foreseeable future. And every organization has to go through these three phases to kind of make their hybrid working better for their employees. The first phase is respond, and most of us are in that phase. What respond is about assessing the situation today, how we can make sure the employees can work from home seamlessly because none of us are coming to office today. The next phase will be redesigning in terms of what are the investments you have made during the respond phase, how we can leverage those investment and kind of redesign your office space or the work from home experience for your end users. And the last phase will be the reinvent in terms of how we are making ourselves ready for the future. So in the response phase is about suddenly one fine day we all decided that we need to work from home. It's about how to maintain the productivity of the employees even when they are working from home. So you had made investments which are immediately required. Like I knew companies buying thousands of laptops or moving their workstations from their office to the home, deploying virtual desktops so that the employees can work seamlessly from the home. So this is the investment which employees are or the organization have done for the employees to work from home. Now, Gartner says that these are the top things required for people to work from their open workspace or a work from home, right? The first thing is they should have a proper office space, which is well lit uh, and with a basic network connectivity. That's what is required. They require video conferencing for the end users, and the companies are giving the choices to the employees to buy their own technology, right? In terms of the laptops or the headsets and things like that. And while doing all these things, end of the day, if an employee faces a challenge, right, they will reach out to their organization help desk or a technical support. So this is the reality. So we are in the response space, and the response phase has thrown some challenges. The organization will learn from all these things. So that is what we are in today. Now, what is that an end user needs when he is to work from home, right? And as I explained earlier, you need a basic compute. You need a good quality computer. And the next important basic will be the network. If you have these two, you're okay to get connected, use your application, and start working. Now, the third important aspect which we normally overlook is to giving them the right peripheral to help them to join their meetings more seamlessly. Why we say it is a very important thing is, for example, if you're doing a video call, and the kind of the video call which I am in, if the camera is not good, my image will not get captured in the far end very seamlessly. The next thing is to have a good quality headset. Now, why this is important is, at working from home, you are having your calls going on. At the same time, you will have your kids going through their online classes. You will have your spouse having their office meeting going on. It's very important to have a headset which will cancel all these external noises so that your audio is heard clearly at the far end. And this is very, very critical, because if you ask anybody about a good quality video experience, the biggest thing they will say is the audio. Audio is a turn off. If you don't get a good audio, you don't enjoy the meeting. So it's very important to use this quality peripheral to improve your employees end user experience. Now, while there are many solutions available, people are looking at employees, ask them to buy their own device. But the challenge with those things is, end of the day, the users will come back to you if they have an experience issue. So it's always better as an organization, you standardize on these technologies. Poly has a wide range of solution, right from the open workspace where an employee wants to work from their office or home. We have cameras and headsets which are wired, and there are some employees who are flexible. That means they will be moving from office to home. They will be going for customer meetings. They require different kind of a solution. They would require a Bluetooth headsets. They might require a portable speaker phones. So we have solutions for them. And there are set of employees who are always going to work from home, which we categorize as remote workers. They might require a proper hard phone, which can hook onto any cloud, say Microsoft Teams or Zoom or 8x8. So we have solutions for those set of remote workers as well. And last but not the least, it's our remote executive. We need to really give exceptional experience to the remote executives when they work from home. Poly Studio, and we have solutions which will make their home office experience amazing for your remote executive. Now, while deploying all these solutions, it's easy, wherein it's a plug and play and things like that. But end of the day, organization, the management comes and asks, where is my ROI? How it is getting used? And that's where Poly solution can be deployed centrally, managed centrally, and it will also give you an insights in terms of how these investments are getting utilized and what is your ROI from these deployments. Now, this is very unique because It's not, when you talk about enterprise grade deployment, we need these insights to understand whether our solutions are getting utilized properly. The next phase in our hybrid working is the redesign. Now, this phase is what most of the organization are in today, right? Um, because we are all worried that how we will return to work, how we'll make sure that the social distancing and the other regulatory norms are maintained, and how we will adopt the new workflows. Most of the organization are in this phase, and if you are one among them have not decided when to come back to office, don't worry, 45% of the organizations are in the same situation, right? Even though we all decided to come back to office, and particularly in BFSI, I get a lot of feedback from my customers saying that though they are working from home, but they're clear they have to return back to office, right? While we know the returning back to office will happen, but we all know it is not going to happen at one go. It is going to be in phases. And with these kind of experience, what we are getting, there might be demand from employees to give the flexibility to work from home at least twice in a week. So these kind of things will evolve. As an organization, you should be ready for any of these kind of requirement arising. Now, when we talk about office workspace, it's similar to your home office. The difference is it will be a shareable workspace. So what it means is your desk phone will be there, which will always be there, but you might use your personal headset and come and connect to that device and start working from that space. So it's basically a shared office workspace with that 6 feet of social distancing norms, which we have to keep in. This is going to happen once we return back to office. The next thing is the conference room is going to go through a sea of change. The one thing what we are seeing is how we can have a low touch or a no touch kind of joining a meeting, right? How we can use your mobile as the remote control for your video conferencing device. So you see the video conferencing device above your display, the which looks like a sound bar, right? Now these video devices are capable to natively register to any cloud. The image shows the device being part of a Microsoft Teams cloud. The same device can be part of a Zoom cloud or an 8x8 cloud, right? So the biggest advantage is you can control the video device from their mobile phone itself. And we also have the utilization report coming in terms of how these rooms are getting utilized so that you can plan to deploy more such rooms for your video conferencing requirement. And the new type of rooms are getting emerged, which is the open spaces, right? Many of our customers are looking at how to create mobile video devices, like something like what you see in this image with a cart and a display on it, right? Wherein it can be an open space which can get converted into a huddle space or a meeting room. Now, how we are achieving this is with the acoustic bubble or the acoustic fence technology which these devices have. Now, the biggest advantage is if you see in this image, if somebody is talking from the cabin next, that audio will not be picked up because the device is intelligent enough to block those noise which are not part of that room. Now, these are the unique things which are part of our technology, which enables you to redesign your conference room and the open workspaces. Now, we all know we all miss our employees when we are away from office, and we also miss the water cooler talks what we have. Now, many of the organization want to recreate or improve their employee engagement. And what they're doing is in the cafeteria or in the open space, right? They're creating a virtual water cooler. What it means is there will be a virtual meeting, which is always for the people who are working from home to join from their home. And you have employees sitting in the cafeteria having a casual chat with them and things like that. So this is what the way people are redesigning their office. One, to make sure that employees do not have any touch to be done on the device to join a meeting. And second, that meeting devices provide exceptional audio video experiences. Then that phase after the redesign is the reinvent. Now, this is a final phase, I would say, part of the hybrid working, wherein most of the employees might work from home and meet in the office, right? Now, this is something which many of the organizations are seriously looking at. We have seen companies which are in the technology space actually, I would say, uh, kind of closing most of their offices and deciding some of the employees might work from home and creating more of huddle rooms for them when they want to come to office and do meetings. So this is something which is the last phase, is more of reinventing, right? And here the biggest thing required is the consistent user experience. Though we might have the users working from multiple places, we want them to get the same experience what they're getting in the remote office to be available in the flexible workspace when they come to the office, and also on the meeting space. Now, this is going to clearly differentiate organization A from the B in terms of the end user experience. Now, while deploying all these technologies, it's very important. It should be managed centrally. You should be able to monitor the safety of your employees. You should be also be able to monitor the utilization and optimization of these technologies. Now, this is the only technology part I'm going to talk in this whole presentation. Poly has solutions for the huddle rooms. When I say huddle rooms, small two-seater, four-seater, six-seater, eight-seater kind of rooms, we have solutions to meet all different requirements for the huddle rooms. Plus, the good thing about our video devices, you can imagine it like a smartphone with multiple apps on it. For example, you will have a smartphone with a Teams app on it to join your Teams call. The same smartphone can also have a Zoom app to join a Zoom call, right? So the same is true with our Poly huddle room devices. It can have all these apps installed to it. You can configure the device in a Teams mode or a Zoom mode or an 8x8 and multiple modes, right? So that's pretty cool about our huddle room space devices. We also have an immersive solution if you want a large rooms with six-seater, six participants for the very senior management. That solution is there. And we also have solutions for a larger conference room, which is beyond eight-seater, the traditional video conferencing devices with the touch panel, with the speaker tracking, things like that. Now, while I mentioned this about the cloud interoperability, we can proudly say we are the only provider today in the market to interoperate with so many cloud providers, be it Microsoft Teams. It's not only about we interoperating, they certifying our solution. For example, Microsoft Teams, we have the wide range of solution when it comes to Microsoft Teams certified huddle rooms, personal devices like headsets and speakerphone. Same with Zoom, same with Cisco WebEx, 8x8, Blue Jeans, GoToMeeting. Now, what these cloud solutions will help you to consume, how you can consume this using our video device for the video conferencing technology, using our audio conferencing device to consume the audio. We also have IP phones through which it can be a Teams phones, it can be a Zoom phone, and we also have a headsets which can through which you can consume these cloud spaces. Now, different devices are used in different workspaces. For example, you will use our huddle room device in your huddle spaces. You use your conference room devices in the conference room. You use your IP phones at the desk and the headset for your remote workers. Now, while all these are different devices talking to different clouds, the biggest advantage with the Poly solution is it's managed centrally. And we also have a strong service offering if you want to deploy these technologies globally and manage it. From a technology side, what is important is the audio part. As I said earlier, the important aspect in any video conference call is having a good audio. Now, couple of technology stuff here, I would say. The biggest irritant in a video meeting, if you are there, somebody typing strongly on a keypad, right? If you are using a Poly device, you don't need to worry about that because the device is intelligent enough. Using the noise block AI, it blocks these keyboard typing from the call. Same, somebody is opening a chips packet. All these things are taken care by the noise block AI. And the next thing is acoustic fence. As I said earlier, it can create a virtual bubble, the way you're putting a virtual background when you are attending any cloud conference. This creates a virtual fence so that any noise outside your area of conversation will not get picked up. So these are the pretty cool capabilities only Poly provides in the market today. And from a video perspective, the biggest thing when it comes to video conferencing is if you have seen most of the video conference traditionally, you will have one person sitting in a room and the whole room will be captured by the camera. Thanks to the new technology of speaker tracking and smooth transition, the camera intelligent enough to understand who is in the room and only frames on the participants and removing the empty chairs from the meeting. And one more good thing about this speaker tracking capability is um, every speaker gets a front seat in the meeting. What I mean by that is if you're talking, you are in between in a meet, you're sitting towards the last row, the camera actually focus onto you and put you up and large in the screen so that you are seen visible to the far end. So these are the experience which are unique to Poly solution, which helps you to consume these cloud experience in much more better way. So just a conclusion from my side, we are in the response phase. We are responding it well, I would say. And if you want to improve your end user experience by using Poly headsets, speakerphones, please let us know. We are more than happy to help you. In the redesign phase, most of the organizations are going through this. We are more than happy. Reach out to us. We'll come and share our expectations in terms of how globally organizations or all how other large Indian companies are managing this transition. And reinvent is something which we jointly design as we move ahead. So with Poly, we have the end-to-end portfolio, multiple ecosystem support, intelligent insights, and management. Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Unnikrishnan. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you are enjoying the session and liking the content flow. Stay tuned as there is a lot stored for you.